Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to the Saturday wrap-up show. I'm very excited to be joining you guys for this one. Well, it's Brian Munango bringing you your updates on local sports and international sports as well. Well, before we do talk about anything else on the show, a shocking result in the Premier League where we saw Nottingham Forest beating Man City towards the end of the match. The Man City with all their players, Haaland, Mamouche, the new signings, but yet they failed to beat Nottingham Forest team that is, of course, in form. But yeah, those are one of the interesting results that we did get to see today. Well, speaking of interesting results, we have a lot to talk about on the show. So we'll be talking about the MTC Maris Cup, the MTC Regional 15s that also took place today here in the city of Windhoek. And then we also have some basketball that took place over the weekend. So you guys need to just sit back, relax as we go through all of it, as we get right into it with the hit list. Okay, cool. So without wasting any time, we did have the MTC Maris Cup. Not have, let's say we have the MTC Maris Cup that's currently taking place in the south. The south is actually very busy this weekend. We also have the NAPSO Athletics, but we'll be talking about that a little bit later. But let's get into it. Well, the MTC Maris Cup is taking place this weekend in Marienthal, and we have the semi-finals that are taking place where we have Young African who played against UNAM in the first match, in the first semi-final, and we have Bucks Buccaneers that are taking on African Stars in the second match. Everyone knows that there's $1.5 million on the table for the team that walks away with the trophy. There's no second place, there's no third place, there's only the big prize for the team that walks through and gets the job done. Well, Young African have put one foot into the final, and they're already there as they beat UNAM 3-1 in the semi-final match that kicked off at 2 o'clock. And we do have Mariet Ngula from the sports rep team that is in Marienthal that got us a few interviews with the coach of the winning team and the captain of the winning team as well. So please do stay tuned as we have a look at those interviews.
Yeah, I think I'm very happy that we went through to the final, which is the money match. And I'm very happy for the boys that they look so rusty. You could see their fitness today. As I've said earlier, that we almost 70% of fitness with them. And I think they kept them very well. They kept to the tactical discipline today. It worked very well because I told them UNAM will have that ball. Anytime it will have that ball, that's how they play. They will want to keep that ball. They will want to have it. So I told them just to stay put. Let's stay compact. Once we have the ball, let's play quickly on the counter so we can go goals. And then I think it worked very well. It worked very well. We scored 3 quality goals, and we're happy. So we are through to the final, and that's all we can say for now.
All right, I'm Gaitani Kainje, captain of Young African. As you can see, we have played our semi-finals against UNAM. So they were the best team, though, in terms of positioning and whatnot. But we managed to beat them 3-1. So it was a hard work from our team, since you know that the team has regained the status from the owner of Young African. So we have worked 3 weeks to do this. So I'm looking forward for more wins. All right.
Huge congratulations to Young African for getting a comfortable result that ended 3-1. I think I did predict that Young African would be one of the teams to advance to the finals on In The Mix yesterday. So if you guys watched In The Mix, you guys know. If you didn't, you can go back and go watch the In The Mix show that is every Friday at 12:30. It's a football show where we just talk about football. You guys can go watch that. I did give the correct prediction saying that Young African will ease past UNAM and make it to the final. So now we are patiently waiting to see which team makes it between not Young African, but between Bucks Buccaneers that are taking on the cup winners, the usual cup winners, the team that always wins, which is African Stars. That's going to be a very, very delicious game, and I'm very jealous for the fact that Mariet is the one that is covering that one. Now, moving on to our second story, we have the MTC Regional 15s that took place in Windhoek today as well. We had 2 matches that took place at the Hage Geingob Stadium. Very interesting. In our first match, we saw the Northern Force show resilience and show strength as they beat the Coastal Samurais. That's the team from the coast. They won that game 56-21, a comfortable win for the Northern Force, made up of a lot of Windhoek players. So that was a very interesting game to watch. In the second game, we had Comas take on the Hardap Wolves. I think that match had spectators on their feet because that was a very interesting one. That one also ended a very, very tight game, but it ended 56-54. Very, very interesting rugby, very exciting. So yeah, moving on to our next story. Apologies, 54-62 in favor of Comas. So Comas won that game 62-54. Very, very close. I can only say if you guys were there, you guys sort of experienced a lot and understood how that game went. But I did catch up with the head coach of the Comas team to just give us more insight on what he thought, how the game went, and what his thoughts were on mixing up teams. Like, for example, where we had the likes of Trasco United getting mixed up with a team like UNAM, for example. That's very interesting for me. And then the teams like Grootfontein, they represented Hardap. Grootfontein was mixed up with the teams from Reebord. Another interesting one. And then we also saw Wanderers getting mixed up with Western Suburbs. So it wasn't just Wanderers players, it was a lot of mix-up happening. So please do stay tuned as we hear from what the coach had to say. And we also did catch up with Jack, who won the player of the match.
Tell us a brilliant game for the spectators. I think this match just highlighted how wonderful rugby can be. But just tell us about having to work with the Western Suburb players. How was that for you guys?
Yeah, I think they interacted well. We worked this weekend, and I think everybody interacted well in what we had to plan, and everybody just joined in the frame and in the plan that we had. The Suburbs Wanderers guy, not one stage that I thought it was a Suburbs Wanderers team, it was a Comas team, and I think that was the great thing about rugby today as well. And you've seen it on the field, the other guys back each other. Obviously, we struggled a bit with props, which we have a big crisis in the country as well. But going forward, I think this was a great thing, and hopefully we get some respect for each other going into the league next week, and obviously Wanderers and Suburbs will play each other in the league as well. But yeah, wonderful for the guys, and obviously it always goes about the players, how we can develop the players, and seeing them play today, it wasn't about Wanderers or Suburbs, it was about a bunch of rugby players having a good time and chasing a good game and making a good spectacle of it.
Okay, well, this is good preparations for the league. Looking at how your players played, how important was it for all the players to just get some game time before the league starts?
I think it was very important. You know, a lot of the teams played pre-matches against other clubs. We didn't. We obviously played in the tens, but we also rested a lot of the guys. So we didn't play our strongest side in the tennis side. So today, obviously, a lot of other players got chance, and then of course we rested also a lot of players that will play in the league, giving some other young players a chance to play and feature as well in the game. But going forward, at least we have some kind of idea of combinations, how we want to play. In the front row, locks, the back three, and also obviously your centre and 9-10 combination. So hopefully today, ticking a few boxes going forward, playing in Reebok next weekend, and hopefully we can just build on this.
Okay, well, thank you for your time, coach.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we are joined by Jack. Jack, you guys played for Comas today. Tell me, a tough game. The spectators really enjoyed it. What are your thoughts on the match?
First, I'd like to say thank you to all the spectators for coming out. It's way better playing with spectators. Then secondly, our opponents, well done to them. They really put up a tough fight. I mean, preparation is not a lot for both teams, and for them to put up a fight like they did, well done. Both teams really chased the pace and really tried up the tempo, and they did well. And luckily, we were able to take home the victory today.
Okay, well, we saw from the beginning the Comas team was gelling really well. Just tell us, how easy was it for you guys to get along with the Western Suburb players?
Honestly, as people, they're amazing people, really. As players as well, the connection only comes with training a lot and playing a lot together. So that, in my opinion, lacked today. But I mean, you can't expect a team to gel after a couple of training sessions together. Hopefully, in the near future, we can train again together with them in preparation for the next one. Thanks.
Well, that was Jacques Theron, who just won the player of the match in that final match that ended 62-54 in favor of Comas. Guys, I can't explain to you guys how thrilling that match was. You had to be there to experience it, but it was indeed a very nice game. Moving on to our next story, the Comas Basketball Association League kicked off yesterday in the city of Windhoek, and let me just name him. Mariet Ngula was there yesterday, and he did catch up with the president, Mike Mukubuta, to just give us more insight on what the season looks like for them. So please do stay tuned for that interview.
My name is Mike Mukumbuta. I'm the KBA president. So we are gathered here at the University of Namibia as we kickstart our season, our 2025 season. As you can see back in the background, the two teams are warming up. The Legends ladies against Unam Wildcats. That's our first game of the night, followed by a Unam Derby as well. Unam Raiders versus Unam Penguins. It's also quite a huge rivalry, and our men's in our Premier Division, we have QBC versus Afrostars, which should be a game that everybody will flock in to come watch tonight. So that's what we have for tonight. Tomorrow is our big day. We have our prize giving award ceremony for last season. So with that, we have a few games, second division games that are going to start in the morning from 9 up until 12. And then from around 1ish, we will have our actual All-Star Day now, where we'll have there will be a 3-point contest for the ladies. Then we will have a ladies game as well. That's Coach Peter Parker going against Coach Shocks. They've already picked their teams. And then we'll also have the men's 3-on-3, the men's 3-point shootout as well. And then there will be a dunking contest. We also included a skills challenge. And then we will have the main event, which is the Team World, which is the foreign players playing here against the Namibians, who are going to be defending the land. And then at the end of that, we will have our prize giving from last season to award the winners from last season, because we never really got a chance to do it last year. So we made this Saturday the occasion where we are going to then award the individual awards and the team awards for last season. So that's basically what's happening this weekend. And then Sunday, we resume with our games. And then for the rest of the weekends, we'll always have games. And this is the home of basketball here at Unam. Thank you.
Well, that was Mike Mukubuita just giving us updates on the Commerce Basketball League that kicked off yesterday, with games expected to take place today and tomorrow on Sunday as well. We'll be talking about Sunday fixtures and what you guys can look forward to on Sunday a little bit later. But for now, of course, this weekend we did send a team down to the south of Stamford, where we have the NAPSO athletics that are taking place. The private schools of the NAPSO organization have all gathered in the south at Stamford to host the athletic event that's taking down at the south there. So you guys should stay tuned. We do have a few interesting highlights, not in any chronological order. So please hang tight, sit back and relax, and just enjoy the highlights of the NAPSO athletics.
Hoi Pieter! Weer ons dit. Dis my waterval. Jobs, nee? From a distance.
By feet.
Ranel. Goed. Nog. Okay, Ranel bietjie af. Bietjie meer af Ranel. Bietjie op.
Af.
En nee, wat jy Ranel? Ranel. Ja.
Kijk.
And then 1 year on my birthday, grade 8, start was I had to film it. It was the worst.
Weer van alles aan de van het veld is het niet veel.
My boy was in the Oh.
Well, those were just some of the highlights from the NAPSO Athletics that's happening down at Stampede. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Well, before we do move on to what we can expect on Sunday, the Liquid Fruit International Beach Volleyball Tournament commenced yesterday at the DTS Beach Courts in Windhoek, and it runs until today. Namibian teams will compete against teams from Angola, Botswana, Germany in the men's and women's section of for top honors. Tournament director Heiko Kesselman shares more.
All right, this is the DTS Liquid Fruit International Beach Volleyball Tournament. We are having 16 men teams which are competing on the highest level that we have ever had here in this country. We've got the 4 top German teams under 21. They are really the top 8 players with their coaches here. They are on the training camp. We invited them and they are obviously joining this tournament. And we have got the number 1 Botswana team, which is also the number 3 on the African continent. Then we have the number 1 Angolan team, which is also a very, very high ranked team. And then we have South Africa's number 1 player, and he's playing with a Namibian youngster. And we've got our local Namibian men that are playing. And we've got a high competition here that is really, really worthwhile coming past and watching best beach volleyball, especially in the men's competition. We have got 11 ladies. We've got 6 under 19 girls and we've got 6 under 19 boys. So this is the competition with altogether 40 teams, which is going to take place tonight still and tomorrow the whole day. So the finals will be in the afternoon tomorrow going into the evening. So this is really beach volleyball, which is the best that you can witness in this country.
Very, very busy weekend in Windhoek, I can tell you, or not just in Windhoek, but in the whole of Namibia. Not only Namibia. Before I do leave you guys, we do not have much time. I'd just like to let you guys know of the games that you guys can look forward to for a wonderful, relaxed, chilled back Sunday. To start off with, we have the Premier League games that are scheduled to take place tomorrow. These are very wonderful games. Chelsea take on Leicester City, Tottenham take on Bournemouth, and in the mouth-watering fixture between Manchester United and Arsenal. I think that's my favorite game for tomorrow. I'll be watching that one definitely. And then moving on to the Serie A, we also have a couple of games in the Serie A that are looking very exciting. We have Juventus taking on Atalanta, Roma playing Empoli, Fiorentina take on Napoli, who also look like they want to win the league. Maybe we do have time to look at La Liga also, so please do stay tuned. Maybe we get you that slide if we do have it. But yeah, those are the games that you guys can look forward to. La Liga, here the games are. Atletico Madrid on top of the table, they're playing against Getafe. Real Madrid taking on Rayo Vallecano. Real Betis take on Las Palmas, and Athletic Club play Mallorca. Oh, a derby, Real Sociedad and Sevilla. That's also another difficult one. Like I said, Sunday looks very nice. Unfortunately, I only had football fixtures that I'm very excited about personally. So those are the only ones that I showed you guys. In other sports, I'm sure there's more that you guys can look forward to. Formula One lovers, you guys will have to wait until next week so that we can also give you guys attention. But for me, Brian Munango, and the team in the studio, I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll be seeing you on Monday.